The movie begins with a scene where Shuri is desperately trying to find a cure for her brother T'Challa's mysterious and deadly illness by recreating the heart-shaped herb. She almost managed to succeed, but then her mother Ramonda delivers the sad news of T'Challa's death. Shuri is devastated, feeling that she can solve any problem but failed to save her brother, the king of Wakanda. The entire Wakanda mourns the loss of their beloved king, with everyone dressed in white ceremonial attire. Shuri can't hold back her tears. After bidding farewell to T'Challa, a flying ship arrives and takes his sarcophagus away. A year later, Ramonda attends a United Nations meeting where the secretary expresses dissatisfaction with Wakanda's refusal to share their most precious and radioactive metal, vibranium, to help address global challenges. The French representative accuses the Wakandan queen of using vibranium for creating weapons of mass destruction. They emphasize that vibranium's unique characteristic is its ability to remain undetected by metal detectors. Ramonda responds by saying that they can't hide behind noble altruism and, furthermore, accusing Wakanda of weapon creation is unwarranted. She acknowledges that all nations are seeking this metal to enhance their military power and compete with Wakanda.
It has always been our policy to never trade vibranium under any circumstance. Not because of the dangerous potential of vibranium, but because of the dangerous potential of you.
She also recounts the recent incident where an international Wakandan communications center was attacked by armed mercenaries speaking in French. They attempted to steal the metal, but failed thanks to the Dora Milaje, the highly skilled, bald-headed female warriors, who vividly showcased the power of vibranium and crushed the attackers. Ramonda then informs the assembly that they are sending intelligence exposing the country that orchestrated the attack to the smartphones of all members. The French representative visibly tensed up. The warrior women escort the French mercenaries into the meeting room and make them kneel. The Queen of Wakanda states that, for now, they will show mercy, but if such actions are repeated, Wakanda will respond in kind. Meanwhile, in the Atlantic Ocean, a CIA team is working with a vibranium detector. Two divers descend to the device and discover that the drill has been damaged by an exceptionally hard mineral emitting a blue glow.
Vibranium in the ocean.
Let's go ahead and get the detector out of there, since it's the only one we've got.
Heading towards the vibranium detector.
When divers are about to secure the vibranium detector, they are attacked by an unknown creature underwater. A security guard, standing on deck, hears a hypnotic choral singing produced by people from the ocean. Under the influence of this singing, everyone on board jumps into the water.
Some kind of sonic attack.
Hey, Smitty, earplugs. It's Wakandans. It has to be.
The head officers, with earplugs in their ears, try to take off in a helicopter, being pursued by blue humanoids who emerged from the ocean. The helicopter manages to gain altitude, but is attacked by a flying man who seems to defy the laws of physics. Spinning the 5-ton helicopter like a rag doll, he hurls it into the ocean. Okoye and Ramonda return to Wakanda. The queen finds Shuri hard at work as usual. Ramonda inquires whether Shuri has succeeded in restoring the sacred herb, but her daughter deems it pointless as modern technology can offer more than just some totemic plant. Shuri is focused on creating new armor for the Dora Milaje warriors. Ramonda leads Shuri to the water, and following an old Wakandan tradition on the day of T'Challa's death, they burn their mourning garments on the ocean shore. As they speak, Shuri admits that if she were to give in to her emotions, her grief might drive her to burn the whole world to the ground.
It won't be these clothes I'll burn. To be the world.
Just as the mother is about to reveal T'Challa's secret, a flying man emerges from the ocean with wings on his ankles like on boots of levitation from heroes of might and magic. The women meet the stranger with a degree of animosity. The winged man introduces himself.
My people call me Kungkan, but my enemies call me Namor.
And praises the beauty of these lands in a rather friendly manner.
This place is amazing.
He mentions that American military forces have discovered vibranium at the bottom of the ocean, on his people's territory. To detect it, the Americans use a specialized vibranium detector created by some scientist. Ramonda adopts the attitude of an arrogant queen and talks to Namor as if she were a state police officer.
Vibranium only exists here, in Wakanda.
Mother, he's covered in it.
Namor explains that after T'Challa revealed the secret of this metal to the world, all nations have rushed to find it, and they will soon reach his kingdom. Since Wakanda failed to keep vibranium in secrecy, the man asks them to find and deliver to him the scientist who invented the vibranium detector.
It is only fair that Wakanda helps to resolve our dilemma.
You do not sneak into my country and tell me what is fair.
Namor urges them to cooperate because he has more warriors than there are blades of grass in Wakanda. He gives them a conch-shaped flute and tells them to blow into it when the scientist is with them, and he will appear instantly. He warns them not to tell anyone about him. After that, Stranger dives into the water and disappears. The Queen and Shuri notice the vibranium detector lying near their campfire.
How did he do that?
Ramonda convenes a council. During the council, M'Baku accuses the guards of missing the intrusion of the Stranger onto their territory.
Watch your tone, Jabari.
Knowing Kamaru Usman, he could have simply stomped the wings on Namor's feet. The elders want to hand over the scientist to Namor, as they are afraid of facing an enemy who possesses vibranium, and that's without the Black Panther. The Queen sends Okoye on a mission to America to retrieve the scientist. Okoye asks to take Shuri with her. Ramonda is afraid of losing her daughter as well, but the warrior promises that she can protect her. The next day, in Virginia, Bilbo Baggins goes for a morning run while listening to Red Hot Chili Peppers on his headphones. Ross informs Shuri that the CIA holds Wakanda responsible for the attack on the ship in the Atlantic Ocean. Shuri promises that they will keep the scientist out of harm and learns from him that the inventor of the detector device is a student at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology named Riri Williams.
You gotta be fast. The U.S. needs another machine, and this kid is the only person in the world who knows how to build one. So they're coming for her.
A kid?
The Wakandans arrive at her dormitory and try to convince her to come to Wakanda.
I'm here about the vibranium detector that you built for the CIA.
Nah, I ain't built no detector for no CIA. I made that for my metallurgy class.
A school project?
Yeah.
Despite recognizing Princess Shuri, the student initially refuses. However, when she realizes that a winged, half-naked Mexican man from the ocean is trying to kill her, Riri eventually agrees. Before their trip, they visit the student's garage to retrieve some drawings.
The design for the machine is on that laptop.
Yeah.
And you just leave it on a desk in a car garage.
I got 2065 byte encryption on that thing.
That's impressive.
There, the girls discover that the student has created an armored suit using Stark's technology, among other interesting items they find there, including her late father's Ferrari. Somehow, the FBI tracks them down, and the building is surrounded. 3 girls make their escape separately. General Okoye drives a Ferrari, Shuri rides a motorcycle, and Riri takes to the air in her Iron Man suit.
Oh, she got an Iron Man suit! Stay where you are!
Riri ascends to a high altitude and takes down a surveillance drone, but she loses consciousness due to oxygen depletion and plummets towards the water, resembling a familiar scenario. Just a fraction of a second before the impact, Riri regains consciousness and resumes her flight. The drone falls onto the police cars, clearing the way for the protagonists. Riri is ensnared by some kind of cable and crashes onto the road at full speed. Shuri and Okoye are thrown away by an aqua bomb explosion, and the princess loses consciousness from the impact. The blue people emerge from the water on a killer whale, and General Okoye engages them in battle. Delivering fatal blows, she deals with 3 warriors before clashing with the underwater general. He orders his people to stand up and deal with the arriving police officers, and surprisingly, they just follow the order and charge. During the battle, the blue general defeats the black general, and with an aqua bomb explosion, hurls her into the water. Shuri regains consciousness, and after revealing her identity, requests an audience with their leader.
Princess of Wakanda, I demand that you take me to Namor. Do not bring harm to this girl.
The water dwellers take her and Riri to their kingdom. The next morning, Ross arrives at the crime scene and meets his ex-wife, Valentina Allegra de Fontaine, who now holds the position of CIA director. She's inclined to believe that the Wakandans are behind this. Ross finds Shuri's smart beads and secretly pockets them. Okoye returns to Wakanda, reports everything,
I struck down 3 of them with blows that should have killed them, but they rose again.
and requests to be sent in search of the princess. However, the queen, in a fit of arrogance and anger, makes a foolish decision. For all the years of loyal service to Wakanda and her efforts to save Shuri, Okoye is stripped of her general title and shamefully discharged from duty for failing to keep her promise to protect the princess. It seems like an example to others, a reminder that putting oneself on the line for Wakanda may lead to disgraceful dismissal at the first misstep. The elders implore the queen not to act hastily.
Perhaps we are being too hasty. She raised a spear against her own husband for Wakanda.
Where is her treacherous husband now? But in a place where she can visit, if she wished. Mine! It's with the ancestors!
The Queen visits Shuri's lab and communicates through her smart beads. Ross answers the call. The Hobbit informs her that the CIA suspects Wakanda's involvement in the incidents. However, since Namor demanded that Ramonda keep his identity a secret, the Queen hesitates to tell Ross about the Atlanteans.
I am afraid there is a new world power at play.
A country that's already on our radar, or you mean someone else?
That is all I can say for now.
Ramonda travels to Haiti, where she finds Nakia, who now works as the director of a local school. She asks her, as a former spy, to find and rescue Shuri.
I need someone who can find where she is being held and rescue her. Who on earth would risk war with Wakanda?
Nakia heads to Mexico, where she locates a woman who has encountered Namor. An incident has been reported in the newspapers. The woman tells her where he emerges from the water, and Nakia plans to go there. In an underwater cave, Shuri is brought traditional attire of the Maya tribe and is offered fruits as a sign of hospitality. She is introduced to Namor, and as a gesture of friendship between their peoples, he presents her with a bracelet that once belonged to his mother. He proceeds to share his history. In the year 1571, on the Yucatan Peninsula, local tribes, suffering from hunger and smallpox brought by conquistadors, sought healing in sacred places. A shaman, after a vision, discovered a mysterious flower. All members of the tribe drank a potion made from this plant, including Namor's pregnant mother. One by one, they lost consciousness. However, upon awakening, they found they had lost the ability to breathe air, forcing them to take refuge in the ocean. It was there that Namor was born, with winged feet, able to breathe both air and underwater. Shortly after his birth, his mother, yearning for life on land, passed away, and her dying wish was to be buried on their ancestral lands. When they returned to the shore to fulfill her request, they were horrified by what they saw. Their people had been enslaved, and their lands looted. The ocean dwellers eradicated the invaders. A dying Spanish priest had called the winged child,
Un niño sin amor.
which means
The child without love.
Namor chose to keep this name, as he indeed felt no love for the surface world. Namor refuses to hand over the student, as it poses a significant risk to him. Shuri then requests to see his kingdom.
I'd love to see your nation.
Well, you can go down there in that. Hypothermia will grip you almost instantaneously. Your blood will become toxic, and the pressure of the ocean will break every bone in your body. Or you can wear a suit. We have some of them. Come on.
She is dressed in a suit they took from the Aquanauts at the beginning of the film, and they descend into the underwater world. Shuri is amazed by the CGI beauty of the underwater realm called Talokan, whose inhabitants greet each other with a hand gesture reminiscent of Ryu's Hadouken from Street Fighter, launching a fireball.
Hadouken! Hadouken! Come on!
It's beautiful. It's made of vibranium.
Yes, in the depths of the ocean, I brought the sun to my people. I know you wished me to spare the life of the scientists, but now you see what I have to protect.
Meanwhile, Nakia prepares for a rescue mission. She has detected a signal from Shuri's earrings in a cave at a depth of 140 meters. Ramonda says that she will blow into Namor's flute to lure him out while she rescues Shuri.
How would you like me to proceed? Retrieve the princess by any means necessary. I will attempt to draw Namor out.
Namor tells Shuri that the bracelet of his mother is made from a plant that saved his people. During their conversation, both stand their ground. Shuri doesn't want the student to be killed, and Namor refuses to let her go. He even proposes an alliance to take down the surface world, which is relentlessly seeking to seize vibranium. Without an alliance, he would be forced to attack Wakanda as well. Then he heads off at the call of his flute.
I heard you that night with your mother at the river. You said you wanted to burn the world. Let us burn it together.
Namor informs the Queen that Shuri is safe, and she is in Talokan of her own volition. However, Ramonda continues her act of unprecedented and foolish stubbornness.
She requested to be taken to Talokan.
What can I offer in exchange?
Nothing.
The Queen warns that if her daughter and the student are not returned, she will reveal the existence of the underwater civilization to the Americans. To this, Namor finally loses his composure and responds.
If you tell the Americans about us, if you try to find us, or if I discover a single Wakanda ship in the ocean, I will kill the princess. I will come to Wakanda.
I will find you.
And I will kill you.
In the meantime, Nakia infiltrates the cave, eliminating the guards. Shuri attempts to save a wounded subject of Namor.
Give me me your beads, I can save her!
We have to go!
But Nakia persuades her to escape quickly. A relieved Ramonda embraces her daughter.
Did they hurt you?
No. No.
However, Shuri seemingly fails to inform her mother that her actions have constituted an act of hostility that will undoubtedly lead to an invasion. Namor enters the cave and discovers a dying subject who informs him that the Wakandans have invaded their realm. Enraged, Namor gathers his forces. In Wakanda, Nakia and Okoye discuss T'Challa's death when they suddenly notice a flood, after which a battle begins.
We are under attack.
Both sides suffer losses during the fight. Shuri, in a flying ship, unsuccessfully attempts to attack Namor.
She's too fast.
It's even faster in the water.
Eventually, he flies to the palace and throws his aqua bombs, flooding the throne room. Ramonda manages to save the student, but loses her life. Shuri arrives, and Namor tells her that the throne is now hers, and she must make the right decisions. He then departs. While the Queen's funeral takes place in Wakanda, in the United States, Valentina arrests Ross for secretly leaking information to the Wakandans.
What about the beads?
What?
The beads. I had them bugged before you ever even got there.
The Wakandans saved my life. They're good people. You ever thought for a second what they could be doing? Ever thought what we would be doing if the US was the only country in the world with vibranium?
I actually dream about that.
Val, please.
It's Director DeFontaine.
Shuri completes her armor for the Dora Milaje, and the student Riri creates her own armor, which rivals the power of Tony Stark's. Shuri extracts plant cells from the gifted bracelet, combines them with her brother's DNA, and recreates the sacred flower of the Black Panther. After drinking the potion made from this flower, she enters a deep sleep, hoping to see one of her ancestors. To her disappointment, she encounters Killmonger in her vision. He explains that he came to her because she shares the same feelings he once had, hatred and a thirst for vengeance. Upon awakening, Shuri refuses to reveal who appeared in her dream and angrily shouts that her ancestors abandoned her. She strikes a dummy, sending it flying like a volleyball, indicating that the potion has had its effect.
Can I get some of that too?
In a council meeting, the Jabari tribe discusses their plan for further action when a flying ship appears overhead, and a Black Panther makes a superhero landing. M'Baku, having decided to cosplay Devin Larratt, tests her strength in arm wrestling. He realizes she's using steroids and remarks that the darn woman has indeed brought the Black Panther back to the people. She gathers all the warriors and heads out on an attack, having formulated a plan to weaken Namor by dehydrating him. The people of Talokan spot another vibranium detector signal and head toward its source. However, it turns out to be a trap set by the Wakandans to lure them out of the water. The battle between Namor's people and the Wakandans unfolds on a ship and in the water, while Namor himself fights Riri, who's in her Ironheart suit, in the air. She manages to shoot him down, and a Wakandan flying ship catches him during the fall. Shuri leaps into the same ship, and microwaves inside start roasting Namor like a Thanksgiving turkey. Namor attempts to break the ship. Then he's forced to fight with Shuri. The princess orders the autopilot to head for the desert. Unfortunately, the ship crashes on the shore, and Shuri continues her fight with Namor on land. She clips his wings to prevent him from escaping to the ocean. In the heat of battle, Namor fatally wounds Shuri by impaling her with a spear, but she survives. Her suit regenerates her wound, and she activates the ship's thrusters, toasting Namor to a crispy crust. Shuri is about to deliver the finishing blow when she has a vision of her mother, who appeals to her mercy and asks her to show compassion from Wakanda to Namor. Meanwhile, on the warship, Talokan warriors overwhelm the Wakandans, cornering them. At that moment, a flying ship arrives with the leaders of both civilizations on board, and Namor orders his warriors to retreat. All survivors safely return home. Shuri recreates the Garden of Sacred Flowers and gifts Riri her father's restored Ferrari. Namor tells his sister that they will not attack the surface world, and Wakanda is now their ally. If the surface world invades their kingdom, Wakanda will come to their aid. While Ross is being convoyed to a detention facility, Okoye attacks the vehicle and frees him. Shuri arrives in Haiti with Nakia, who introduces her to her and T'Challa's son, a nephew of Shuri. Shuri smiles, realizing that her brother's legacy lives on in the young boy.